Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Matt Woodward. Today, we're getting around to a video that I've been trying to make for frankly a few weeks now, and it's been quite the process to get here, but we finally made it. Today, I'm going to be talking about the new Vampire Weekend album, Only God Was Above Us, on silver vinyl. Now, obviously, as you can tell, this is not an official unboxing straight out of the package. It has been a journey for this album to even be in my hands here. I pre-ordered this album when it was first put up on the Vampire Weekend website when Capricorn and Gen X Cops, the two singles, were released, I believe in mid-February. And basically a few days, after I played those songs to death, I played them to freaking over 100 times probably each, in a few days span. I pre-ordered Only God Was Above Us, the new Vampire Weekend album, on silver vinyl. So yeah, when I pre-ordered it, I was like, oh, I can't wait. When this album gets here, release week, I am gonna blast it the day before. I can't wait. Oh man, I'm gonna play it as much, And then I got an email. Saying that your item wasn't scanned properly at the distribution center, and that it's lost in shipping amongst other items, and we're working to get it resolved, and we'll have it sent out to you. And I'm like, you gotta be kidding me. It's like, well, what am I gonna do? I don't, sure, I could play the Spotify version or whatever, and I'll play that as loud as I can, but it wasn't gonna be the same, right? And then a week passed, and I was like, okay, it's been a week, and in that time frame, I was like, I need to own this album on physical. I need to have it on physical. So was walking around at Target, as you'll see here, and I passed the electronics section, and I saw Only God Was Above Us on CD, and they had about 3 left, and I was like, you know what, I gotta do it. I got 10, I got $15. I gotta own it on physical. I gotta have it. So I snagged one, and that was the thing about this rollout, right? I loved this rollout by Vampire Weekend. Only God Was Above Us. If you think about it, Capricorn and Gen X Cops released mid-February, and they announced the album Only God Was Above Us was going to be out April 5th. So it was really like 5 or 6 weeks where it was like you get the first 2 singles from the album, and then the album's coming in 5 or 6 weeks. So like there was, the hype just was instant, and especially from those 2 singles. Those are 2 incredible songs, and boy, is this album a special one. It has taken not only is it my top album of 2024, in a stacked 2024, this year there has been no shortages of great albums, good to great albums in 2024 so far. But this album has surpassed them all, by a long shot, by a landslide. And not only is it my top album of 2024 so far, it is my number 1 album of the 2020s decade so far, and that might be getting ahead of myself. But I truly believe this album is so special. When Ezra said that he wrote 7 of the best songs that he's ever written for this album, it was like, wow, really? That's a lofty statement to say with Vampire Weekend's discography. Then you get this album, and it's like, oh yeah, no doubt. Which 7 are the best? And you could pick any number of them from this album. It is just no skips, no filler, no second wasted. All the performances, whether it's the instrumental performances, by the band, Ezra, Chris Baio, Chris Thompson, whether, even Ario Rikstad, Dave Fridman, production, like those guys mixing and mastering crushed the album. This is, dare I say, a perfect album. I don't want to spoil it too much, but I gave this album a 5-star. I gave this album 5 stars, and I don't just throw that around. I don't blow smoke, just throw that around lightly. I truly believe this is a 5-star album. You tell me, where the skip is in this album. I rated, even on Rate Your Music, I rated, all of the 10 songs, 8 of them, or 8 or 9. The Surfer was the one. I had that song as a 5-star song, but if I had to be super, super nitpicky about it, maybe it could be 4.5. But I think to me, it's 4.5 at the strongest 4.5. Just not a 5. But hey, even it's a 5 on most days for me. So this, I mean, there's no, and that's not even saying that that's the weakest song. Hope is probably, the song that I'm probably going to go back to the least, but I still love it. I still love it. It's just, this is a tremendous album. I mean, it really is incredible. And I'm not sure what else you could expect from, or what else you could have wanted from Vampire Weekend. They exceeded my expectations. I mean, and my expectations were high. Like I said, I loved Capricorn and Gen X Cops when they first released, and I played them nonstop. And then came Classical, and it was like, holy shit, we are 3 for 3. We may have an instant classic coming. This is going to be unreal. And then Mary Boone was released, I believe it was the week of the album. Scheduled release date, Mary Boone was released, and it put it over the top. I mean, those 4 songs are 4 of the best singles I can remember from any album, rollout, release, anything. Those 4 songs, Capricorn, Gen X Cops, Classical, and Mary Boone, those are 4 of the best singles I can remember from any release of recent memory of any album. I mean, recent memory, hell, I go against, put it up against any album, like, those 4 singles are just remarkable. They really are. 4 of the best singles I can remember. I love Modern Vampires of the City. I really do. It has always been, not to say always, but, for a long time now, it has been my, far and away my favorite Vampire Weekend album. I saw them perform, not the album, but I saw them touring the album at Osheaga in Montreal in 2013 with Rostam still in the band. And I love that album. But this album, Only God Was Above Us, I know it might be early. I know. But I think this album is dare I say, this is the best Vampire Weekend album. This is the ultimate Vampire Weekend album. And that's not to say there's any skips on Modern Vampires of the City. There's not. But I just think this album is stronger, more mature, not to say better performed instrumentally, vocally. Ezra's vocal performances on this album are some of his best writing, most mature writing, I want to say the catchiest. I love everything about this album. I bought it on vinyl. I bought it on CD. When the vinyl was delayed. I bought the T-shirt CD box set with a second CD. I mean, look at this. Check it out. I am Only God Was Above Us out over here. Check it out. I got the CDs, the vinyl, the box set. I bought tickets to the tour to see the band at Red Rocks and Dillon Amphitheater in Colorado here. I can't explain how much I love this album. I mean, it is far and away my album of the year 2024, and far and away my number one album of the 2020s decade so far. And I have no issue, no qualm, no struggle saying that. I believe that wholeheartedly. This is the top album. I mean, this is it. And it's going to be tough to top, to knock it off the top spot, I tell you that. Eventually, the vinyl did arrive. And when it did, there was really no thought of doing an initial unboxing. It was like, as soon as I get it, I'm opening it, I'm putting it on the record player, and I'm playing it. There was no thought of reaction, unboxing. There was none of that. I'll get around to it one day. And that one day is today. So yeah, today we're just going to go over what you could expect if you were looking to pick up Only God Was Above Us on vinyl. And again, this is the silver variant vinyl from the Vampire Weekend website. Again, it sounds incredible. The sound is full. We talk about the mixing and the mastering. I mean, this album on vinyl, it really sounds so lively and it's mixed so well. The way it is mixed by Dave Fridman and the production by Ariel Rikshad on this album is just incredible, and the vinyl version does it justice. And I highly recommend owning this album on vinyl because it's an incredible listen, and it's a great playthrough. I love this album. I love listening to this album straight through. I really do. So yeah, the silver variant of Only God Was Above Us. Let's check it out here. Again, I've already unboxed this. I've already played it a bunch of times. It sounds amazing. My copy actually did come a little beat up in the mail, which was a little disappointing, I guess. But, it's not super bent and, real beat up where it's like, man, send me a replacement. What'd you do? It's not like that. But, just a little beat up, I guess. I mean, right here in the corner, you see it. Like it's a little beat up there, but hey, I mean, it was already delayed once for three or 4 weeks. Like at a certain point, it's like I had to buy the album a second CD, because I needed it, after the T-shirt and CD box set was delayed, so it was just like I'll take it at this point. I just love the feel of it. Sometimes it just makes you want to hold it. It makes you just want to hold it. There's the artwork, as you know. I mean, I enjoy this artwork. Could they have put the title there, the classic Vampire Weekend title with the font? Sure. I mean, they already kind of did it here on the, I guess you'd call it the spine there. As you could see, there's like the font there. So they already kind of fulfilled it right there. And I think it would be a little too much if it was a cross there. I mean, I've seen some mock-up versions online of what the text would look like on this image, but I don't think it needed it. And I kind of appreciate it more that they kept it as is, because that does look like a classic album cover to me. It really does. It has that kind of quality to it, and I love the artwork. I really do. I think it's a great artwork. I think it fits the album incredibly well, and I love like that the Daily News here has like the title of Only God Was Above Us. That to me is classic. It really is a classic cover already for me. It's gonna be a classic cover for me, guys. Just as it's gonna be a classic album, instant classic album. So here's the back here. Again, nothing. I love this image. There's no like track list or anything on the back here. It's kind of a subway car that's kind of doors blown out, windows just about blown out, just graffitied, and looking towards the sky, towards the only God that was above him. And yeah, I like this. I love this artwork as a whole. I mean, look at that. That's a great album artwork right there. So yeah, this is a gatefold here. Here is the gatefold. I'll show you. Check it out. Someone looking out a subway cart. Again, there's no track list or anything in it. No credits or anything. Just a nice little photo that I think kind of encapsulates the album, I guess, just sort of like that, the feeling of it, and how things are kind of flying by or flying at you, or and it's all kind of from your perspective of it. I don't know, maybe it's looking too deep into it, I don't know. Alright, let's check out the vinyl here. Here's LP1 here. Here's your standard Vampire Weekend font here. The photo of the boys on the back. Look at that. It's a great photo. Check it out. All right. Are you ready? LP1. The silver variant of Only God Was Above Us. The new Vampire Weekend album. Take a look. Check it out. Woo, woo, woo. Look at that. Look at that silver, huh? Beautiful. Look at this. A nice silver, huh? You notice it has like some swirling in it, and if I don't know if you could tell here, but it is a little translucent. Like you can kind of see through it in a bit. Yeah, there's like some swirling going on here. Just a beautiful variant for this album. I think it goes with the artwork so well. I mean, you tell me. Take a look. I mean, that goes along with it great. It's a nice, like again, nice silver with some swirling action in it that kind of goes along with the graffiti style of the album. And there's your, see if I can get it right. Here's your side A. Ice Cream Piano. Capricorn and Classical. I mean, 3 incredible songs to start the album. 3 5-star songs, in my opinion. Ice Cream Piano is probably the best opener to any Vampire Weekend album thus far. And I said it. I like Mansard Roof, Obvious Bicycle, Horchata, Hold You Now. Ice Cream Piano is an incredible opener to this album. And then straight into Classical, straight into Capricorn. Are you kidding? 3 for 3 to start the album. And then side B. There's side B for you, Connect. What's it? Yeah, Prep School Gangsters and The Surfer. I mean, what a LP right here, right? Side A and side B do not miss. So yeah, just a nice silver vinyl LP that I think goes along with the artwork so well. I think it fits it so well. And it sounds incredible. It really does. Like this, I mean, both sides, there's no real like crackling, no skipping, there's no popping. It's just, it sounds full and lush and everything you would kind of hope and imagine that this album on vinyl would sound like. This record sounds tremendous. It really does. I guess I'd be remiss if I didn't show you the sticker that was on the wrapping for the album here. Here you go. Album from Vampire Weekend, limited edition, silver. I don't know if you can see it that well. I don't know why I'm keeping it, but I guess I might as well. Hey, it even came with a parental advisory sticker. Look at that. I mean, the first line on the album, I mean, fuck the world. I mean, that's pretty. We'll go on to LP2 here. Show you the rest of the packaging. So check out the poster. I mean, it's a big one. I don't know if I should unfold this whole thing. I don't know if I could fit this whole thing on screen. Look at this poster. And it has all the lyrics here. Woo, woo, woo. Look at this poster. It is incredible. Look at that. I got to put it like sideways. Only God Was Above Us. Has all the lyrics. And nice big font too, so you can read it and go along with it real easily. Has some cool images to kind of go along with the album. Has a nice little picture of the band and the people who worked on the album here. But yeah, I love the font of this poster because it's, like I said, I'll try to get a little closer here. It's nice and clear. I can actually read it real well, Like this is a quality poster. It really is. And again, yeah, there was the kind of that goes with the album artwork there. Yeah, there's just a bunch of cool images. I mean, this poster has all the credits you need, everything like that. And check out this other side here. Little looks like Ezra. I don't believe it is Ezra, but in the subway car. Kind of lying down across there with the classic Vampire Weekend font. It's a little tricky to hold this whole poster up there, so I hope I did it justice there. I mean, you could stare at it all day, and I have. I've listened to this album and stared at the poster and just stared at the artwork and just been like, oh my God, what an album! I mean, I love this. I love this whole thing. I really do. But yeah, I mean, this poster, it's really everything you need. I'd love to hang it up on the wall here somewhere, but gotta get my things in order to do that, you know. But yeah, we'll check out LP2 here. Here's the sleeve for LP2 again, the classic Vampire Weekend font. And another image of the band here. So yeah, here is LP2 of the silver variant of the new Vampire Weekend album, Only God Was Above Us. Again, just a really nice silver with some swirling there. You can see the swirling. And I'm not sure if the lighting is doing it justice, but there is like a translucentness to it. There's your kind of like swirling that kind of goes with it, and it kind of goes, again, really well with the artwork and that kind of graffiti feel. There's Only God Was Above Us. Side C there. Gen X Cops, which, you know, I gotta say, I don't want to give too many spoilers away, but Gen X Cops, they definitely use a different mix for Gen X Cops. I don't know if it was just something that's, you know, from with this variant, or that was pressed on all vinyl versions, or what. But the version of Gen X Cops that's on this variant here is certainly different. Not to say it's not as explosive, but it's mixed differently. I don't know if it was one where Dave Fridman didn't get his hands on it, but it doesn't sound like, certainly doesn't sound like the Gen X Cops that's on streaming platforms. There's something to it. Yeah, like it's certainly in the sound of the drums, where the drums are mixed differently, whether they're drier sounding. Again, the mix isn't really as explosive. But I mean, it still sounds good. It's almost like a different version of Gen X Cops. It's hard to explain. But yeah, it's still a great song. Doesn't really take anything away from the vinyl. And honestly, Gen X Cops is one of my favorite songs on this album. As is Mary Boone, the following song. And heck, even Pravda. I love all three songs. Gen X Cops, Mary Boone, and Pravda. Like those, again, those are all 5-star songs to me right there. And I hate to say some of my favorite Vampire Weekend songs now, but Gen X Cops and Mary Boone are two of my favorite Vampire Weekend songs now, for sure. And I love Pravda too. I love it. So yeah, and then we close out with Side D and Hope, which I think is a great closing song. I think it's, you know, it's almost like they could have jammed. That's a song they could have jammed for, you know, 12 or 13 minutes and kept going. And even still, 8 minutes is like a perfect, you know, length. It's a perfect way to close the album. A great way to close the album. I didn't rate it as a perfect song, but I think it's a perfect way to close the album. And I do believe that this is a 5-star album. I really do. I mean, Hope was one of the songs that I didn't rate a 5-star. I had it about 4.5 out of 5. But again, I think it's a perfect way to close the album. And I really couldn't envision the album closing any other way than with Hope, honestly. Like, you know, I hope just the refrain of "I hope you let it go" and "The enemy's invincible, I hope you let it go." And that's the thing. This album has so many incredible lyrics, that being one of them. Again, Hope is just an incredible way to close it. There's no better way they could have closed it. This album, the sound of this album on vinyl is 100% worth it. I couldn't be more satisfied with my purchase. The only thing is that, yeah, it was delayed a few weeks, and I wasn't able to listen to it, you know, the week it was released. But what can you say? It's an incredible album, and it sounds incredible on vinyl. Before we get out of here, I always try to, you know, say or list my favorite songs from the album. And I gotta say, every song from this album is a favorite song. Certainly, though, if I had to pick a top 5 from this album, I think it would be, and in no specific order, but I think it would be Gen X Cops, Mary Boone, Classical, Prep School Gangsters, and then it was always coming down to Capricorn or Ice Cream Piano or Pravda, that's wild because that's 7 songs right there. But I think I gave it to Pravda in my other video, but I think I'm gonna give it to Capricorn. And I know I don't want to slight Ice Cream Piano because, like I said, that's probably the best opening song to any Vampire Weekend album. But I've played Capricorn so many times, and it still hasn't gotten old. It's still so catchy for me. I love the explosiveness of it and the distortion used on it, and this distorted solo, and no matter how many times I've played it so far, it has not, lost its luster or waned on me. It's still so good, and it's a song that I'm going to continue to be playing for years and years to come, much like the rest of this album. So yeah, that's probably my top 5. And again, Ice Cream Piano and Pravda are right there. They're probably interchangeable with Capricorn for that number 5 spot in my top 5 songs on the album. But basically, the whole album is a top songs list. I mean, this is no skips, 10 songs, no skips, no seconds wasted. This is my album of 2024, guys. What do you want me to say? This is everything I could have ever wanted from a Vampire Weekend album. And I know that sounds lofty. I know that sounds crazy to say, but it truly is. This is something special, and this is something that you don't get very often. And not to say I never thought the band would reach these heights again, or reach the expectations, or top an album like Modern Vampires of the City, but I truly believe they've done it with this album. I think this is their best work. I really do. This is such a strong album. 10 songs, no skips, no second wasted, incredibly performed, vocally, instrumentally, immaculately produced, incredibly mixed by Dave Fridman, immaculately produced by Ariel Rikshad. I mean, this is a 5-star album for me, guys. It really is. This is a 5-star album. So yeah, I think I've talked long enough today about how much I love this album and how great it sounds on vinyl, and how happy I am to have the silver variant version of it. I think it's the best album of 2024 so far, and it is my now number 1 album of the 2020s decade. I said it right here. So yeah, that'll just about wrap things up for today's video. Thank you guys again for watching wherever you are. And let me know what some of your favorite songs on Only God Was Above Us are. Let me know what you think of the album. Do you like it? Do you love it? Have you been playing it nonstop since, like I have? Do you think they could have improved the album? Do you think it could have been better? Do you own the album on vinyl? What do you think? How do you think it sounds? Just let me know overall what you guys think of Only God Was Above Us, and we'll see you guys in the next video. Thank you for watching again, and we'll see you soon. Take care. Turn up your radio wherever you at. We about to bring it.